Tozawa greeted Kumasaka while noticing that he was in a great mood. She asked why, and Kumasaka smiled, looking unnecessarily evil while doing so. Pulling out a Hitachi magic wand, not sponsored, Kumasaka explained that it was a massager that his granny sent him. Please do not think any further about that sentence. Tozawa, recognizing exactly what it was, questioned why he took it out here in the middle of the college lecture hall. Kumasaka, oblivious and innocent, asked if Tozawa knew what it was. Tozawa then had a mental argument with herself about if this was a signal from Kumasaka or not. Deciding to test her theory, she answered that it was a massager, but it had other uses. As she was about to elaborate on that point, she saw Kumasaka's himbo innocent smile and thought better of it. Turning away, she realized that she couldn't go through with it and decided not to tell him. However, another student spotted the massager and realized what it was, spreading another rumor about the pair. Kumasaka ended up asking if Tozawa would use the massager on him, which she couldn't deny since she'd had to admit what the massager really was. Everyone began misunderstanding what they saw and spread even more rumors about the both of them. During the college break, Tozawa received a message from Kumasaka, apologizing that he won't be able to hang out tomorrow since he caught a cold. Within a matter of minutes, Tozawa was kicking down Kumasaka's door, bringing medicine and concern with her. Unfortunately, her suddenness scared Kumasaka almost out of bed. While looking a literal hot mess, Kumasaka asked why Tozawa was here, but she angrily returned the question, asking why he was asking her. Tozawa said that they are friends, so him not relying on her or asking for help is pretty cruel of him. Tozawa and Kumasaka then began to tussle as Kumasaka was trying to sit up and Tozawa was trying to get him to lie down and rest. Getting frustrated with Kumasaka's stubbornness, Tozawa used all her force to push him down as she told him to just sleep. Tozawa then jokingly threatened Kumasaka with a good time, but due to his fever, he was dizzy and not thinking clearly, but made the decision all the same. Kumasaka said that he'd actually liked Tozawa to be physical with him, which caught Tozawa off guard. As the words sank in, Tozawa asked if Kumasaka was being for real. Tozawa was panicking as she realized that Kumasaka had actually accepted her teasing offer to snuggle and debated on what she should do. However, desire won out over doubt and she went to make her move. In a flirtatious tone, Tozawa began to say that she'll join Kumasaka if he insists so much, but as soon as her hand touched his, it felt like high-fiving a frying pan. Pulling her hand away, Tozawa compares Kumasaka's body temperature to lava. Thinking to herself, she realized that this must be because he's always running hot, so he must be close to 40 degrees Celsius. Resolving to do her best, Tozawa gets to work readying her remedies for Kumasaka, but stopped when she felt a tug on her skirt and heard a sniffle. Kumasaka, again looking like a literal hot mess, begged Tozawa not to leave him as he was feeling lonely. Tozawa felt a mix of emotions as she wanted to do more with Kumasaka, but the cold was blocking her. However, she was interrupted as Kumasaka stood up. But unfortunately for Tozawa, Kumasaka began to fall forward. As soon as Kumasaka was about to land on her, he shifted into a bear hug, and once it locked in, Tozawa was turned on. In a quiet voice, Kumasaka thanked Tozawa while she just comforted him. However, she noticed that Kumasaka went limp in her arms. Looking down at him, she noticed that he was sleeping against her bosom like a baby. She then noticed that his forehead was exposed and went in for a kiss, but it burned her lips as his temperature was still sky high. However, despite the scalding temperatures, Tozawa kissed Kumasaka's forehead once again. Unfortunately, Kumasaka woke up from the kisses and began to try and think about what was going on before semi-realizing what was happening, causing his temperature to rise more. Tozawa, trapped in Kumasaka's bear hug, began to cook from Kumasaka's heat and yelled at him that he's overheating to the point of possibly blowing up. After recovering from his cold, Tozawa and Kumasaka met up with Tozawa asking if Kumasaka was feeling all better now. However, as she looked up, she saw that he was super far away from her, while he waved and thanked her for treating him, with him attributing his recovery to her. However, Tozawa was more concerned about the distance between them. When Tozawa tried to get closer, he kept moving away until Tozawa got fed up and hatched a plan. Tozawa began to fake cry and Kumasaka's soft heart fell for the ploy, hook, line, and sinker. However, as he got close, Tozawa put him in a headlock, taking out her frustration on him and trapping him for her interrogation. Tozawa asked if she did something wrong while keeping Kumasaka in a headlock. She explained that it makes her sad when he keeps her distance, and Kumasaka began to explain that she didn't do anything wrong. Blushing and acting shy, Kumasaka asked if Tozawa did anything to his forehead when she was caring for him. Hearing the words, Tozawa was momentarily stunned. Tozawa released Kumasaka and began to back away. Once far enough away so he couldn't see her bright red face, she lied and said that nothing happened. But Kumasaka now was only concerned about the distance between them.